Yo, just got out of the gym. My back hurts. My arms hurt. But we still gonna end the day in the victory. Yeah. So, look guys, you gotta start putting the Lord first. I've never been more happy, more satisfied in life than I am currently. And I mean that in all sincerity. You know, I used to be a new ager. You know, I was all about the crystals and I was all about the meditation, and you know, it was doing it kind of. In terms of how I feel in life now, that was definitely not doing it. It was definitely not doing it. Now, when I was in it, you know, it kind of felt like it. But now that I'm here and, you know, I'm really putting the Lord in my heart, and I'm really seeking the will that He has for me here, and I'm seeking His wisdom and I'm seeking His knowledge. Dude, I've never been more satisfied, more happy, more, you know, full of the feeling of accomplishment than I do currently. And there's a pit in everybody, and we're constantly searching and searching for something to fill that. And a lot of us have tuned outside, and we're looking for new cars, new people, new places, new things. And it's full of such a temporary satisfaction that we will put it down after a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, couple months. We'll put it down and start looking for something different. When I mean, I have never been more satisfied, more accomplished, and more fulfilled in this life than I am currently. I mean it. Because I have been with the Lord. The Lord has been with me for months on end now. And there's not a moment in my mind or in my heart where I want to look for something different, because it truly feels that void is filled. It's filled. There's nothing more. There's nothing more for me to have. I have it all with the Lord. And don't get my words twisted. You know, I'm not talking about becoming religious. You know, being religious, as you see in my other videos, it puts you in a box. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is developing a relationship with God. A relationship, not let me do these things, let me follow your rules, and then you'll love me, right? No, I mean truly developing, you know, a real relationship with God. What does it mean to have a relationship with Christ? This is what you need to develop. You know, it doesn't matter about, you know, going into church every Sunday and checking off the boxes 1, 2, 3. You know, I'm blessed today, right? That's not what I'm talking about. The stuff that religion has you get into. I'm talking about developing a real relationship with Christ, a real relationship with God. If you read His scriptures, you know, there are moments in the Bible where God talks about how Jesus talks about how God doesn't like religion. He doesn't like religion. It's not what He wanted to come out of the symbolic nature of Him. That's not what He wanted to happen. It's just something that people did, something that people created outside of the relationship they had with Christ. Reading His Word is one of the best ways to understand what it is that He wants for you here, to understand what it is that He is thinking. What, you know, obviously you can't tell, like, oh yeah, He's thinking this today. No, it's not what I mean. What I mean is you actually get a good sense and a good understanding of what it is and how it is that He wants you to live here, to prosper, to live the best life. I mean it. It's not It's not something that you do and you don't reap anything from it. There's no reward from it. Now, I'm not saying do it because there's rewards, but I'm saying that following God, following Christ, seeking Him rather than seeking the new car, seeking the new relationship, when you devote yourself to Christ, rather devote yourself to whatever else you have going on here, He will fulfill your life. He will satisfy your heart. He will fill you with His blessings. I'm not playing with you guys. This is real. This is real. You guys have to hop on the grind of Christ. You have to develop a relationship with God. You know, those people that are truly seeking Him and wanting to be with Him, He calls you His children. That's powerful. That's very, very powerful. You know, okay, I'm going to go back and forth a couple of times. Religion has you believe that God loves everybody, that He's just some weak thing that just wants us so bad. No, He loves us, but He hates too. He's jealous too. He's a jealous God. When we worship other idols, when we go to church and we're worshiping the pastor, or we worship the church, or we're worshiping these songs, or celebrities, material things, assets, when we're worshiping these things, please pay attention to how your life is unfolding. A lot of the stuff caused in your life is due to you worshiping, idolizing things that are not of Christ, things that aren't Christ. When you start to worship God, He loves you. He wants the best for you. That's when you search for Him. That's when you seek Him, when you want to get to know Him. Okay? Another thing, He's not just waiting for us. Let me rephrase. He's not just wanting us so bad, like, oh, please come back, as religion has you believe. There are things that He has put in the Bible, and if you do not follow, you will go to hell. You will go to hell. It's not a party. It's not a party. It's a real place. And the Bible talks about it. It talks about all its complete darkness. All you hear are screams of people. I'm not going to go into it. Read the Bible. It's horrible. I get chills every time I talk about it. It's not something that you want to go through. It's torture. Torture is worse than death. And I'm talking about torture for eternity. Or you could live in bliss for eternity with God. But it comes with a material price, a physical price. This life, this place is spiritual, yes, but we have to tune into the biblical nature of things, because when you start to live for Christ, He will start to aid you in everything that you do. He will start to help you in everything that you need. He will provide for you if you put Him first. If you truly seek Him first, He will provide for you. This is not no game. I mean it. Putting Him first, He will give you the things you need. He will make sure you are okay. He will make sure you are protected. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to live a pitch perfect life and it's going to be beautiful, sunshine, rainbows all the time. No. As you start to devote yourself to Christ, that's when you will be tempted by the devil. That's when you will be tested by Christ. That's when things will, people will start to look at you in a way. People will start to call you out on things. People will start to call you names. People will start to dislike you. This is the price that is paid when you are following Christ. This whole world, the Bible talks about this whole world is being run by the devil. This whole world has been consumed by Satan. Look at the music that's coming out in mainstream. What is it about? Just a whole bunch of nasty stuff. Look at the people. What are people wearing on, like, what are people wearing in music videos and wearing publicly? What are people saying? How are they talking? What are people interested in? It's a whole bunch of nasty things that aren't right. What's happening in the whole, global scale of everything, it's not right. It's a lot of bad, not good things. When you start to put Christ first, you will see these things. He will show you. He will give you eyes to see the unseen. You will start to perceive the spiritual world. You will start to understand what's happening here, rather than running around like a chicken with its head cut off, right? I think that's the phrase. Not knowing, always asking, why is this happening? Why is this happening? When you search for Christ, He will give you wisdom. You'll understand, oh, this is happening. Okay, I need to do this, this, and this. Boom. I'm covered. I'm all right. I don't got nothing to worry about. Stuff like this. He will make sure you are okay. He will provide for you. He will take care of you, man. Real talk. You've got to put Him first. I've had so many different belief systems, and I've gone into so many different, I guess, characters, for lack of better term. And the way that I'm living my life now, and continuously seeking God's will for me, continuously seeking His kingdom, my life is incredible. Everything that I do it feels so awesome. There's such a joy in my heart for everything I do. Even when people are talking bad about me to me, I'm just like, man, why you gotta do that? Like, I'm just so, you can't get me. You can't get me, man. And I'm not saying like, oh yeah, never, ever, ever. No, I'm pretty sure there could be a time where somebody gets under my skin, something gets under my skin. But what I'm saying is, putting Christ first in my heart, He gives me the strength that I need to overcome obstacles. He gives me the courage I need to push through. He gives me the wisdom I need to carry through. Stuff like this. He really does this for you. This isn't something that you do to make somebody happy. God is here for you. He's here to help you. If you help yourself and search Him in return, that's it. That's it. You got to help yourself by looking for Him, by looking at Him as the influence, as the example. That's how you do it. And He is here for you. But He gives you the choice. You can follow God's will for you. You can search Him. You can live the life that He has for you, which is way, way more than you could ever imagine for yourself in all aspects. Or you could go into free will and you can make your choice. But if you're not following God's will, who are you following? If you're not putting God first, who are you putting first? We only have God and the devil. So if you're not putting God first, who are you putting first? If you're not seeking Him, who are you following and seeking? Wow, that's a good one. Real talk. There's going to be many times in this life where you are going through, temptations, as you try to get away from your old self, away from your old life. There's going to be times where you are tempted to fall back. You have to remember, you have to remember that you've put Christ first. Things aren't going to be easy. You've put Him first. It is now time to test your spirit. It's time to test your strength here, because the devil will tempt you. When you leave these sinful patterns, these, evil ways, the ways of wickedness, the devil doesn't like that. Now he tries to get you. Now he comes after you. Notice how he wasn't really trying when you weren't following Christ. But now that you are, you have all these temptations, you have all these tests, you have all this stuff happening. Because he wants to get you to think, maybe what I'm doing isn't right. Maybe I should go back. Maybe the way I'm doing, no, it's okay, just one more time. Stuff like this. He tries to get in your head to get you to become distracted, to get you to fall away from Christ. This is a real spiritual battle that you're going to have to go through when you put God first. This is real. Spiritual warfare is a real thing. And it's only until you have decided, better for yourself by putting Christ first is when you're going to start to go through this. But it's all right. Truly. It's okay. You just have to remain within Christ's light. Real talk. And I'm not saying, you're always going to be there 100% of the time. It's going to be perfect all the time. No. You're going to have times where you cry. You're going to have times where you get upset. You're going to have times where you don't feel good. But especially during those times, you want to have your faith. You want to have your trust in Christ. You want to be putting Him first. You want to be seeking Him, especially in those times. That is when you're weak. That is when the devil will pry. That's when you have to put Christ first, especially when you're going through there. That is especially when you put Him first. Because if not, who are you putting first? Real talk. Do it all day. Do it all throughout your day. Start to pray, start to ask Him, start to seek His will, stuff like this. But especially when you are weak, put Him first. He will help you. He will provide for you. He will make sure you are okay. I promise. I'm going to end it here. I hope that all of you guys have a very beautiful day. God bless.